Today on the list, famous female entrepreneurs, the dance workout that's full of rhythm, and we bust the myths about Botox.
Botox is actually a very safe medication.
Plus, easy ways to turn off from work.
We can essentially do some things to trick our brain into going into relaxation mode.
But up first, the new changes for this year's taxes. It's your life, it's your list, and it starts right now.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina Guerrero.
And I'm Jimmy Rhodes. And KG, the deadline is looming. Our tax returns are due in just a few weeks.
Yeah, between pulling together the paperwork, hoping you don't get audited, and waiting to hear if you owe money, plus navigating portals and apps, man, that is a lot of uncertainty.
So to relieve a little of that pressure, we found a pro to answer some of your biggest tax questions. And that's our featured story at the top of the list.
Tax time! Time for number crunching and nail biting.
Does it have to be as painful as we make it out in our minds?
I don't think it does.
We talked to tax expert Tom Wheelwright, who wrote the Win-Win Wealth Strategy, to learn some tax-saving tips. First, we asked him if tax refunds are smaller this year. And he says yes, because COVID tax benefits have been cut.
We had higher child tax credit, higher dependent care credits. So we had all these credits that we were used to getting, and we didn't get them for 2022.
The IRS website says the average tax refund is just over $3,000 this year, compared to $3,400 last year. That's an 11% drop.
If we didn't change our withholding, then we're going to end up with a lower tax refund.
Next, what's your chance of an audit? Is that higher?
People have been hearing a lot of headlines about, $80 billion going to the IRS to hire more tax auditors. Has the risk of an audit gone up?
Oh, no question. For 2022, they have 3 years to audit your return.
Tom says small businesses that are sole proprietors have a 5 times higher chance of being audited.
They report on a Schedule C, and that Schedule C basically tells the IRS that, I don't know if you're a real business.
Tom says the IRS is less likely to come after you if you change your small business to an S Corp. Now let's look at the new tax laws and incentives that might save you some money.
Right now, the government wants green energy. So what are they incentivizing? Well, now you've got your electric car credits. That's been expanded.
There's a credit for insulated windows.
Solar panels are now a 30% credit. It depends on your tax rate. But a credit, that 30%, that means if you put $10,000 of solar panels, you get $3,000 back.
But Tom says the number one tax break most people miss is the benefit of being in business.
Just a side hustle can get you huge tax benefits. You get to deduct a portion of your home. You get to deduct a portion of all of your car. You can have a small business that you start on your phone or you start in your home, and you can still get those same tax benefits. I really think that's the number one thing people miss.
Finally, what if you can't make that April 18th tax deadline?
If you're a little concerned, you're not sure, file an extension. You have until October in order to file that return.
There is a big penalty if you don't file an extension or your taxes by the deadline.
You can file the extension and pay the tax later and pay just a small penalty.
Check out irs.gov to get more info, and you might even be able to file your taxes for free through that site too.
This has been me paying the IRS lately. It's just like, yeah, here you go, here's more.
And they're very happy to take your money.
Advice to help you hold on to more of your dough is at the top of the list.
You know, when Botox first came out, people were pretty weary. I mean, after all, it was made from the toxin that causes botulism, which is poisonous. Now, while millions of people now use it, there's still a lot of confusion. So we are smoothing things over by busting Botox myths.
We've all heard of Botox, but you might not actually know that much about it.
The aesthetics industry didn't have a lot of research until the last couple of years, so a lot of what you see on the internet is opinion, so there's a lot of conflicting things you can find online.
To bust some Botox myths, we spoke with Katie Mann, owner of Curated Medical in Scottsdale, Arizona. Starting with the myth that injectables are obvious.
Certainly, we sometimes see celebrities who definitely look like they've had work done. What do you say to people who say that it doesn't look natural?
There's a couple things that cause injectables to not look natural. With Botox, it can either be not enough or too much. Sometimes if you don't do enough, you get pulling in strange areas, and that's when you see like an eyebrow go in one direction that the other one isn't.
And if you are seeing a celebrity look unnatural, it's not always just the Botox.
Celebrities get a lot of things done, not just injectables, but surgeries. I mean, they have teams of people that are working on them, so that's a big part of it.
Our next myth to debunk: Botox is simple and anyone can do it.
Botox is so quick. I mean, it takes us 2 minutes to do the injection, so it seems like it's super easy, anyone can do it, but Botox is actually pretty complicated.
So while a 2-for-1 deal might sound like a good idea, you want to make sure the injector knows what they're doing.
As injectors, we always have to be one step ahead because we don't see the results right away. It takes 2 weeks to see them. So we have to look at your muscles, predict how they're gonna react, and then predict how muscles around them are going to compensate for those muscles that aren't working anymore.
To find a reputable injector, do your research and find someone who is educated and is continuing that education. And last on our list is the myth that Botox is dangerous.
Botox is actually a very safe medication. It has over 30 indications, which means they've done so many clinical trials on it. It has therapeutic indications, which means it's used in medical settings, so like bladder spasms. And then it also has the cosmetic indications, but Botox is just a protein that's taken from the botulism toxin, so it's kind of like having 1 digit of someone's phone number. You're never gonna get a hold of them.
Does it have a bad rap because people didn't know what it was before?
Yeah, I think it was just kind of taboo for so long, and you hear Botox and it's like, oh, what is that?
But it's perfectly safe.
Yeah.
We're busting Botox myths.
One of the main reasons people burn out at their jobs, even when they're done working, they're still on the clock mentally. Zach Perry looks at how switching our brains to leisure mode can help us beat back burnout.
You may think you're burned out on stories about burnout, but it's a real problem that just keeps getting bigger.
Burnout is the feeling of exhaustion. You can love what you do and still feel burned out. It's the feeling of, I just can't do this anymore.
And so we asked Dr. Mark Milstein, he's the author of The Age-Proof Brain, for some tips on switching your overactive brain to leisure mode. For starters, get work out of sight so it's out of mind.
Our whole office can be in our phone or on our laptop. And also with the blurring of work-life balance, boundaries, time zone changes, it can feel like we need to be on all the time or be getting back to people all the time.
With less boundaries, he says we're pulled into too many directions.
If you've ever had that experience, you're like, I'm gonna take a break, but I'm gonna do some work emails or work texts. It's not really a break for our brain.
And it's not enough to say,
don't check your phone, or just, don't check your email or your text.
He says studies have found
when our brain sees the device, the phone or the laptop, just the sight of it can keep us from getting into those deeper stages of relaxation or a break.
So to truly break away from work,
put your phone away, put it in another room, get it out of sight. If you work from home, cover your laptop, put it in a drawer, put a sheet over it, make it so you don't see it, because that really helps us detach.
Next, power down with a power nap.
A power nap is something that is just 30 minutes or less. It keeps you in light sleep where you wake up feeling refreshed. Past 30 minutes, you go to deep sleep and you wake up in that kind of groggy, awful feeling.
Your brain can be like a computer.
I tend to have a lot of windows open and then things don't work. And then I call IT and the only advice they can give me is turn it off and turn it back on. Same thing with the brain.
If you're someone who finds it hard to nap,
just simply closing your eyes, getting even that momentary feeling of sleep is enough to let the brain catch up, reset, feel energized, and we really need these little breaks.
Finally, microdose your vacation.
What is it that you like to do on vacation?
Think about what your vacation mode is like, because
we can essentially do some things to trick our brain into going into relaxation mode.
If there's music you listen to on vacation,
bring it in for the end of the day. Or if you like to eat certain types of foods on vacation, think about, tonight we're gonna go out and we're gonna get that type of food.
This can trigger your brain
into those modes and take a break.
So while real vacations are great,
taking even momentary vacations throughout the day for our brain and tapping into what we love about our vacations is good too.
A fresh approach to easing your burnout.
Still to come on the list, stay in shape with this Latin dance.
So our head stays very steady, and then all the movement is in the hips.
And how Selena Gomez juggles all her projects.
I've stopped trying to be perfect.
Plus, a whodunit that's sure to keep you guessing.
We were all in a group chat being like, oh my God, I think it's you, I think it's you.
All that and more ahead on the list.
Friends, we are back. Brazilian Carnival may be over, but the residents of that South American country, well, they still love to celebrate every chance they can.
And part of that party, the high energy dance known as Samba. And you know, I'm really sad I didn't get assigned to this story, KG.
Well, luckily for our viewers, we sent Hattie D. Jamal, and she's giving us the basics on a dance that keeps Brazil moving.
Let's dive into the world of Brazilian Samba.
Are my feathers shaking? How are my feathers doing?
The upbeat energy of this dance style is infectious. So we met up with Angelique Starks, director of Samba AZ, to help us learn all about it.
I love just the empowerment that it brings to women in my class and men. There's men as well. It's just a really beautiful expression.
We begin with a look at the elaborate costumes worn by Samba dancers.
They're extravagant. I think that's the biggest draw to it. It catches your eye as soon as you see it.
They're generally made up of sequins, rhinestones, and feathers.
One costume could cost $10,000, and each one takes 40, 50 hours to make.
They're visually striking, and some elements also serve a different purpose.
We have feathers on our head, but you're not supposed to bounce the feathers. So you really want to keep that kind of steady.
And that's just the beginning of what it takes to learn the basic steps of Samba.
So our head stays very steady, and then all the movement is in the hips. Concentrating on pushing your hip from side to side. Exactly.
That hip movement begins with your feet and a basic 3-step count.
So you're gonna go step, step, pause. Step, step, pause.
Picking up your feet on every third count.
So go, go, pause, go, go, pause.
And when you're ready, begin to take steps forward and back.
So the one that goes up here is gonna step back and back and back and back. Yeah, good. Now don't think about it, because you're doing it right. You gotta get out of your head and put it into your hips.
Okay. Your footwork is at the core of Samba.
I have no idea what's happening, but it's moving.
Because this dance style is notable for being fast.
That was seriously half speed?
A little less, a little less.
Once you've nailed the basics, there are other pointers that will let you take your skills to the next level.
Samba is a ground dance, so opposite of what you would think of as ballet that's really lifted. Samba's in the roots and the ground, and you want to put your energy down.
While your lower body moves fast, your upper body remains controlled, focusing on good posture and graceful arm movements.
Then you're going to swoop and bring the other side in. Swoop, bring the other side in. Our lower half is doing all this crazy stuff, and our upper half is controlled and calm.
It's a structure up top and a party down low.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
We're channeling the vibrant energy of Brazil.
Get it, ladies. Get it, ladies.
And acing the basics of Samba.
In honor of Women's History Month, we are celebrating ladies who are making history right now. Teresa Strasser is looking at a few women celebrities who are also crushing it as entrepreneurs. Teresa.
Thank you. With everything from lifestyle to wellness brands, these stars are making headlines with their businesses. Coming in at number 1, Selena Gomez.
Why don't you recognize I'm so rare?
Being rare is about being comfortable with yourself.
I'm so nervous.
I've stopped trying to be perfect.
Selena launched Rare Beauty in 2020. Her mission to promote self-acceptance and celebrate individuality.
I feel like the word rare eliminates all of the perfectness.
Her brand offers all kinds of beauty products, and for every sale, they donate 1% to the Rare Impact Fund. This is a program that seeks to boost access to mental health in educational settings.
Mental health is personal for me, and I've always hoped that by sharing my own story, using my platform, and working with an incredible community like all of you, we can help others.
Good for you, Selena. And at number 2, Kelly Clarkson.
Y'all know when they say your home is a reflection of you? Well, Helene found herself in a lamp. No joke. Adulting ain't easy.
She partnered with Wayfair to release Kelly Clarkson Home, a decor and furniture collection.
Sometimes I'm a homebody. Can never have too many pillows.
Her brand features bed frames, rugs, lighting, outdoor sets, and much more.
This room is so you. I love this chair. I love the wallpaper. I just know what I like. And this dresser.
A multi-talented performer offering a multitude of products. And last on our female celebrity entrepreneurs list, Jessica Alba.
More than anything, we're not just a liquid soap company. We're a company that stands for what life's all about.
She founded The Honest Company to provide safe and effective products.
I have a 1-year-old and I'm pregnant. I want her to have clean, healthy things.
From beauty to wellness, they offer a variety of products for the entire family.
It's one brand for your home, your baby, and yourself.
And those were a few A-listers finding their way onto your shopping list. Lots more to come here on The List. We'll be right back.
We're back, and on the watch list, imagine for a moment you woke up trapped inside your high school, no clue how you got there, and no one can see or hear you except for ghosts. Well, that's what happens in the new show School Spirits, and the cast and crew are telling Jackie Denker all about it.
Would you like to tell us a little about yourself?
The new Paramount Plus series, School Spirits, follows a high school student investigating her own murder.
I need to know what happened.
It's told primarily from the perspective of the murder victim, which is cool and adds a whole other element.
The cast and crew told us what to know about the show.
Once they sent the scripts to me, I actually was like, oh, wait, I'm interested in this. It was like a match immediately made.
It's just a really original watch, and every episode it ramps up, consistent cliffhangers, and an excellent last few episodes.
Yes, definitely.
First, it'll keep you guessing.
I think we're gonna keep everybody on their toes.
It's a really quirky, compelling mystery.
It is a thriller, it's a supernatural story, and it's a teen drama.
Wait, has somebody's plot thickened?
Maybe the person you really think who it is isn't, and maybe who you don't think it is. It's like a maze.
You might not like the answers to your questions.
There are a lot of fun twists and turns, and I think people are gonna be very surprised. I was shocked, I was surprised.
The cast was given the script one episode at a time, and no one could guess the ending.
We were all very suspicious of each other.
We were all in a group chat being like, oh my God, I think it's you, I think it's you.
I think one of my guesses was aliens.
I thought she was like life or death, like in a cave somewhere, like bleeding out. So she was kind of there, kind of not. But yeah, they said no.
Let the people in charge figure out what happened.
I mean, none of us got it. We were all so certain too. That was the thing. Like, Milo was so sure that he had cracked the case.
I wasn't even close, so I really encourage people to watch and try to figure it out and see if they could, like, beat me.
I found something.
And finally, the cast and crew told us about the star, Peyton List.
Peyton's amazing.
Really, really talented, really professional.
And people will realize when watching this that she's the real deal.
She was on set every day, all day.
She's in almost every scene. Peyton never missed a line. She was always ready, and she amazed us every single take.
Like a machine, like in a good way.
I have people who need me.
With that level of expertise, you might expect her to be standoffish, but the cast says not at all.
Would, like, hang out with us after and would go out on the weekends.
I have no idea how she's a human.
Would be so social.
Genuinely such a nice person.
We were like texting that you liked us.
To hang out.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, do you think that they're gonna want to hang out?
When you texted us, we went,
yeah.
And then we texted each other, oh, Peyton is texting us right now.
To see more of our interviews with the cast and crew, check out the guest list on our YouTube channel, The List Show TV.
We were like actually screaming like through our apartments.
Going behind the scenes of School Spirits on the watch list.
Okay, a teen ghost trying to solve her own murder is awesome, but what were the producers thinking or drinking when they came up with that?
Well, probably spirits, but hopefully coffee because booze is gonna cost you.
True, cocktails are expensive.
And I'm not even talking about the drink, it is the shopping. Drunk shopping is costing Americans some serious big bucks. Last on our list is next.
Welcome back, and it's time for what's last on our list. And KG, you've been very open about your alcohol-free journey.
That's right, feel great.
And here's a benefit of the sober lifestyle that maybe you didn't even think about. From Finder.com, America's drunk shopping habit at $14 billion.
$billion with a B?
Yep.
Oh boy, and I thought I was just saving money by not buying booze. Okay, to be clear, this isn't most Americans. Only 17% of those surveyed reported drunk shopping in the past year, but they are spending some serious cash under the influence. The top 2 items, clothes and accessories, and food.
Okay, and it's the next 3 categories that really floored me. The 3rd most purchased item when drunk, more alcohol, maybe make it a bender, and also cigarettes and gambling. So apparently once those inhibitions are lowered, the vices just don't seem so vicey anymore.
Yes, also, hey, 19% of drunk shoppers bought a pet. I mean, that is a long commitment. How do you make that decision while tipsy?
It makes for an interesting hangover moment, like,
Yeah.
hey, what's this alpaca doing here?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and even though women have the reputation of being the shoppers, almost 3 times as many men drunk shop as women.
Okay, KG, I just came up with our $1 million idea. A women's apparel store with a bar for the guys.
I believe that's called the mall, Jimmy.
Oh, right.
Exactly. And friends, that's what's last on our list. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Tomorrow on the list, how a 4-day work week can work for you.
You come in more energized and it produces a very positive cycle.
Plus, the many benefits of meal prepping.
Every week we can do a different cuisine.
And dig up the treasures hiding in your own backyard.
There you go.
Tomorrow on the list.